Hello, Junior. Well, it's been about a year now since I've had the XM18 Hinderer 3.5 inch Gen 6 variant there of the Hinderer that you see here before you. You see two models, the one on the bottom being the CPM 20CV version and the one on the top being the M390 exclusive from DLT. Now, I've carried both of these on an everyday carry basis, on and off for the past year, and it's been fantastic overall. My initial impression from that initial video back then holds true to today. Really, the only two gripes that I have would be the flipper there, which many people have expressed dissatisfaction with being too sharp there on the flipper tab, and it really does make the indentation on your index finger. But as time goes on, as you wear the D10 in a little, it gets better over time as you use the knife. The other gripe being, I'd say, the clip itself. If they had went with a deeper pocket clip, it would be fantastic. This here knife would be about 110 in my book percent there, but it overall is a winner. I mean, this here clip, it sticks out of your pocket there about, close to 3/4 of an inch. So I mean, a lot of the meat of the handle there sticks out beyond the pocket clip, or beyond the pocket itself. So I mean, ideally, I do enjoy a deeper pocket clip there, something that you may see on a line steel SR version. Or even you can request from Benchmade, which I have before, a deep clip. So I do like to have that knife ride deeper in my pocket generally. But even with that said, I've been carrying this here two knives almost exclusively now for the past year. I mean, they've been my go-to knives here. They really hit all the markers for me in terms of an everyday carry knife. The size overall is the sweet zone there, in the 3.5 inch zone. Not too big, not too small. It's just right for my preference. Now I have been carrying the CPM 20CV more often than not. I am in construction, so I do use this here guy quite often. I have been babying here, I will admit, the M390 variant. With the swedge blade, which I have not seen before until I came across the DLT exclusive variant. This here has a very classy blade shape, in my opinion. Very, very, very nice indeed. Very classy. So I do baby this one here, and considering it's an exclusive, the M390 steel in here. Now the M390 and the CPM 20CV are pretty much identical in metallurgical breakdown. However, there's small differences, but my overall use has pretty much been consistent with both of them. I really can't say between one or the other, one being better than the other. One's European and one's the American version, right? Well, I'm a little bit of both, so there we have it. So overall, fantastic knives. I've been carrying them. Even with those two gripes that I have, this still is in my book an absolute winner. And the fact that I've been carrying them almost exclusively on an everyday carry basis, I think, tells you the Gen 6 variant was an absolute home run with Rick Hinderer's design with the XM18. Now I have taken this here one apart. I didn't take this one apart. I took it apart. Unfortunately, I didn't have the camera with me on that particular day when I felt like taking it apart. I ended up putting the Makata scales on, as I said. I took the G10 off. I ended up giving it the spa treatment, as you will, as we say. I cleaned it, took it all apart, and believe it or not, the pivot here stayed fantastically clean for the past year. The pivot only just around it was dirty. Even with all the the dogs that I have, sometimes dog hair gets stuck in the pivot. You end up pulling them out, and sawdust, pocket lint, all kinds of goodies. it almost created this barrier around the pivot itself without ever penetrating the bearings themselves. So generally, bearings can get quite dirty. I've cleaned out some bearings on other models, not from Hinderer, from other manufacturers, where they've gotten really gunky, and it slows down that action. But even a year in, and without cleaning this thing, with the bearings inside of it, the thing was almost as if it were on day one, in terms of its smoothness and its action overall. It performed fantastic. So I don't know if there was something in there that they come out with where the gunk would be almost not be attracted into the pivot itself, but it just really never managed to get inside the bearings themselves. Perhaps by creating that indentation, the milled out section inside the blade itself, which his tri-way system, dare I say three-way system, was designed. So the bearings sit within the blade itself and within that milled out pocket there. So perhaps that helped with the gunk, if you will, preventing it from getting inside the bearings. So nice job, Hinderer, nice job. Because if that was indeed what ended up helping the fact that the bearings kept clean for the year, really maybe an unintended good consequence of doing that. Some people have complained that the tri-way system itself wasn't backward looking, but the fact that the way that Hinderer designed the blade, being that section there milled out of the blade, you really didn't have much of a choice there. But that being said, overall fantastic. I can't give it enough rave reviews. Other than those two gripes that I have with the pocket clip and the flipper tab, perhaps on Gen 7 it will be an absolute fantastic 110% model. But as in everything in life, Junior, there's always, nothing's going to be perfect, put it that way. But these do come close to it, if there ever was such thing. So overall, fantastic. If you have an opportunity to pick one up, the Gen 6 model, my yearly review of it is, it's a winner. Thank you for watching, Junior. Before you go, please like and subscribe. It helps the channel grow, and you'll be a real winner in my book. And you know what they say about winners? Winners go home